All right, welcome back to Live Impact News. So many different localities, so many different states preparing for the winter storm that's coming into the area tomorrow. And one of the ways the city of Norfolk is preparing is by putting together some homeless shelters, services for people who have nowhere to go. So let's listen to an interview from Carolsue McGehee. She is the division head for housing and homeless services with the Norfolk Community Services Board.
Awesome. So we have a winter storm headed towards Hampton Roads. It's going to bring us a lot of different issues, including potential snow, potential ice, and really, really cold temperatures. For the city of Norfolk right now, what kind of preps are you guys going through for our unhoused population?
So the city of Norfolk has a lot of investment in taking care of our unhoused individuals. We have outreach teams through the CSB that work throughout the year, checking in with folks who are outside. And when the weather starts to get cold like it is now, we really double down those efforts to say, hey, even for those who aren't comfortable coming to shelter most of the time, would you consider coming through just for those brutally cold nights to make sure that you're as comfortable and safe and healthy as you can be. We also work closely with our faith partners who provide additional shelter spots during the coldest months of the winter to give a little bit of additional relief to a larger number of our population.
If people are out and they see somebody who they think, okay, maybe that person is experiencing homelessness or needs some help, how can they help or maybe reach out to you guys? What's the procedure?
That's a good question. So, normally speaking, if you see someone and you're concerned they may be unhoused, we always encourage you to call the CSB. We have our whole division of housing and homeless services. If you call our main number, 757-756-5600, and choose option 4, you'll get to talk to one of us about what you've seen. But with critical weather like what we're about to experience, we strongly urge you to call the non-emergency police number because the folks over there in our police department know to bring folks directly to the center or to the church for shelter through the coldest part of the storm.
When it comes to being in the shelter, what kind of, regulations should people expect? What kind of, services should they expect once they get there?
So over at the center, we try to accommodate as many folks as we can. Of course, we want to keep everybody safe, everybody healthy. So no drugs on property, no alcohol, no weapons. Other than that, you're going to be sharing a room with a few other people. You will be fed. There are staff on site 24 hours a day to make sure that you're comfortable and that if you have any issues that arise, we can address those things. But the main priority is really to keep you safe and alive during this dangerous weather.
Right. We know that kind of danger that this weather poses to, like you said, unhoused individuals. Is there any concern for maybe individuals who do have a home, but maybe there are issues with their heating? They might end up in, without power. Any kind of resources for those kind of situations?
That's a really good question. So I know that a lot of our news outlet friends have been putting out tips and tricks to make sure that you take care of yourselves during the storm. But if you live in Norfolk, our Norfolk Cares hotline can provide additional information about resources. 211 Virginia is another great resource. We just encourage folks to really pay attention to the information that's out there, take these kind of storms seriously, and that gives you your best chance of success through the weather.
Definitely. You guys work all year round to, help the community, support the unhoused and all that sort of stuff. What is it like to change the operation or ramp up the operation in these kind of weather instances or emergencies?
I'll be honest, we have a very dedicated staff over at the center who really love the work they do. And they get a little extra excited when it's time to host additional people because that's where you really know you're doing the most good. You're making the difference for some people, maybe between, discomfort and comfort. And in cases like this, truly perhaps the difference between life and death. So we know we're really doing work that changes people's lives. And we're very proud to work with a team that feels really good about that.
If there was one message you wanted everybody out there who needed that support this weekend to hear, what would you want to tell them?
I would tell them to please reach out to us. Some folks have a hard time trusting that government agencies want to help them. We are here to help the most vulnerable. Give us a call if you have questions. If you have a specific situation that you think might not meet what we can offer, call us and talk to us about it so we can figure out the best way to help. Just reach out.
Just reach out. And one more time, give us the best way to reach out to you guys.
Okay, so for the CSB's Housing and Homeless Services Division, you'll want to call 757-756-5600 and choose option 4.
All right. Carolsue, thank you so much for joining us again and talking to us.
All right, that was Carolsue McGehee. She is with the Community Services Board in Norfolk, and that interview was done by our Assistant News Director, Janara Bussey. So thank you to Janara for providing that. And you can see other ways that cities are getting ready. It's not just about the roads, it's about how do you take care of people who may not have anywhere to go.